All right, let's go to Greenville, South Carolina, and talk to Delony. David. What's up, David?
Oh, not much, John. Glad to be on the #1 healthcare podcast.
Not healthcare, man. I don't know much about that.
Not healthcare, but mental health.
There you go. Hey, if you say it long enough, it just happens. It's incredible. So I'm just going to keep repeating that, despite most of the evidence to the contrary. What's up, man?
And since you don't do horse noises anymore.
Listen, the amount of meetings we had over the horse noises, I'm still in therapy over that, but it's good. Thank you for remembering where my heart used to be before Kelly took it away. Hey, so what's up?
So my question for you is, how do I heal from childhood trauma when I don't even really remember things from my childhood?
Give me the context for this. Like, there's a reason why you're calling. What's popping up? What about the way you're responding to things in your current life you don't like?
So I have a bad temper, don't like myself, don't like my job, stress with the kids and the wife. Life just sucks.
What about it sucks, man?
I mean, just everything. My marital relationship sucks. My relationship with my kids sucks. My relationship with my parents now sucks. I don't have a relationship with either of my brothers growing up. And, there was some major trauma that happened to my older brother and my younger brother when we were all children. And we had a family motto, I swear. It was, things are need to know and you don't need to know, because I wasn't told anything about what happened to either of them until adulthood.
Okay.
My younger brother.
Why does that make you mad right now? Like the way you're describing it is you're put out about it. Were they supposed to pull you in a room as an 8-year-old and be like, "Hey, just want to let you know that your brother was sexually assaulted"? Like, what were you expecting?
So, my brother went to jail over what happened to him, and then what he did. 5 or 6 years later.
Nope. He went to jail because of what he did.
Right. And there was no, he's just gone, and there's no, explanation of why he's not there other than your brother was assaulted. He assaulted somebody else, and that was pretty much it. No, do you need to talk about this with somebody? The kid that he assaulted was in the neighborhood. You knew him. You weren't really friends with him, but you knew him.
Yeah. Okay, so bring me to right now. All the things you just mentioned, there's one common denominator. What is it?
So I guess me.
Yeah. So what is it going on in you that makes you both believe and act like you're not worth having a good marriage, you're not worth being a good employee, or you're not worth a job that's worth a crap, you're not worth having a good relationship with your brothers or your kids? What is it about you that radiates that out everywhere?
Yeah, I really don't know.
You do.
I mean,
why don't you like you? You know the answer to that question, and you've never said it out loud, so say it. Why don't you like you?
I don't know. I honestly do not know. I mean, I thought about it. I've read your book, and I'm stumbling through it, and I'm just like, I really don't know. I have this lack of self-awareness,
But something is holding you back from going to get it, right? Like, I was a bumbling idiot when I got married. And then my wife said, these things have to be different. And I thought, A, I'm worth more than this. B, I value my marriage. C, I'm desperately in love with this woman and I want this to work. And so that left me with two options: do nothing and blow it up, or go learn some new tools. So, but something's holding you back, and it has for a long time. What is it?
I honestly don't know.
Okay. So here's where you find yourself. I don't know. And you're standing there and everything around you is on fire. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. If you happen to be in a home and you find that it's on fire and you run to the next room and it's on fire and you run into the kitchen and it's on fire, sitting there and trying to figure out who did this and what happened and where's the short is a dangerous game, right?
Right.
The best thing to do is to get out of that house and try to figure out how to put the fire out. It might be that you can do it yourself with hoses. It might be that you need to call some professionals in to help you. And then when the smoke clears, then you go through and you pick up the pieces and then you figure out what comes next. Okay? So
All right.
trying to figure out what happened when you're a child right now, maybe that's not the best use of your time. I have a feeling that you don't need any more time thinking, that you've been thinking and talking and really talking crap to yourself for a long, long, long time and getting mad at other people. The way that it was presented to you about your brother gives me one little pinhole of light into the way your home functioned, which is our problems are because of everybody else, which may have turned you into a 47-year-old or a 50-year-old. How old are you?
47.
47-year-old. Everything. It must be something from my childhood because my family, man. Go back to that book you read and just look at the title. Own it. This is where I am. And then you have to ask yourself that terrifying, scary question, what am I going to do now? And that's not like let's overthink this. Let's start changing our actions right now. So give me a thing you could do right now that would improve your relationships.
Learn how to show love. I
No,
don't know how to show emotion.
Too hard. Stop yelling.
Stop yelling.
Quit yelling at people who love you.
I don't even think I'm yelling. And like you're saying, you're angry. And I'm like, I'm not angry. I'm just trying to talk.
Not saying, I didn't say you were angry.
At the beginning of the call, you were like, I can hear the anger in your voice. And I'm like, I don't have any anger in my voice. But maybe I do and just don't feel it.
Okay. So what you know now is you have a feeling that tells you one thing and you've got empirical data that tells you something else. And so, cool. I'm going to trust you. Does your wife tell you, hey, I don't like the way you're talking to me, or I just want to, she does things that are going to go a little bit to the right because she doesn't want to fight you anymore?
All the time.
Okay. Let that be a cue and say, cool, I've got something I got to work on. I'm clearly not seeing it, but I do trust her. Do you trust her?
Yeah.
Okay. If you listen to your body, dude, it will let you know. When's the last time you got worked up and you got angry about something?
Trying to think of one. I know there's been one in the last couple of days, I'm sure.
Something led to this phone call. What was it?
Just where my wife and I are at.
Where are you?
And I mean, we're so close to divorce, it's not funny.
Why?
Because she says that she needs emotional intimacy, and I don't even understand what she's talking about. I don't know how to give it to her. I don't know what it is.
Have you gone kicking in the doors of a local therapist saying, I need to learn this now because I'm about to lose everything?
Yeah. Yeah, we actually were in counseling with a therapist, and it was, I don't know if he was just trying to make more money. He sucked.
Okay, cool.
You know, I've got an appointment today with another one.
There you go, man. Now you're talking. And if you lead that with, I need to learn emotional intimacy. Most guys I talk to who are struggling with emotional intimacy have been told since they were very, very young, that doesn't hurt, suck it up, get up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
They've been told since they were 0 that you don't really know how your body feels. I do. It didn't hurt. Get going. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to hug you. If you hug somebody, it's because you're this or you're that or you're some kind of little pains. Get up, right? And so men are socialized to divorce themselves from emotions. And then they get married and their partner says, that's all I care about from you. And then we're standing there going, I don't know what to do. Right? So, dude, this is just a set of skills, man. It's a set of skills. And if you went to a mechanic and the mechanic did a terrible job, you wouldn't have an existential crisis about it. You would just take your car somewhere else. And you would let your friends know, I'm not going to use that mechanic anymore. Let this be the same thing with your therapist. Is that fair?
Yeah.
You got to learn some skills, man.
Yep.
There's something beneath the emotional intimacy, though. What is it?
I really don't know. I mean, I just, you know,
Why are you about to divorce her?
I'm not. I mean, I don't want to give up, but you know, she's hurt. I hurt her in the past. I was an asshole many years ago. I know that.
Okay.
And you know, we got into an argument the other day, and she brought something up that, you know, to me, it's 12 years old. It's you know, long time ago, and I'm past it. And she's like, I just want an apology. And I'm like, now if I give you one, it's not heartfelt.
Why? Why would that be your response, David? What are you protecting? Listen, you have such a core ego that is so thin that you are you've layered shame and you've layered tough guy and you've layered like a very immature exterior core ready to bite anybody that comes after that little kid inside. Why? Were you sexually abused as a kid?
I don't think so.
Okay, then let it ride. Did your parents beat you up as a kid or neglect you or leave you on the outside?
Yeah.
Okay. That sucks and they shouldn't have done that. And your wife doesn't deserve that exact same treatment that was done to you, does she?
No.
And your kids don't either, do they?
No.
Then learn a few new skills, man, and practice the hell out of them. When your body hurts or you find yourself getting angry or you start to say something like, well, I'm not going to apologize because it won't even be real. Why? Stop. How is that ever a good answer to the woman that you love? Outside of taking a knee and saying, or instead of taking a knee and saying, honey, for 12 years, I didn't know you were carrying this around. I'm sorry. Why wouldn't you mean that?
I don't know. I guess I'm tired of the past. In my future, I'm just ready to move past it.
That's fair. That is absolutely fair. And the moment you own it and take responsibility for what you can be through with it. Forgetting about it and ignoring it doesn't work. Carrying around those bricks of anger about your parents, they didn't tell you something when you were 14. Okay, here's the deal. They screwed up. They should have sat you down and said, your brother did something terrible and he hurt a kid in the neighborhood and now he's gone to jail. They should have done that, and they didn't. And now there's a period at the end of that sentence. And the more you revisit that sentence and say, they should have done this, and I wish man, all you're doing is gearing your body up for a war that it can't fight. And so you become the only casualty over and over again. Your parents screwed up, man, period. Now what? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you this because I love you, man. And I'm tired of, it breaks my heart that you carry this around with you. Your brother did something evil. And I'm sorry. And something was done to your other brother. And man, that ripples through families in a way that few people can understand. And I'm sorry. And now what? What keeps you from exercising 5 times a week? What keeps you from going to sleep? What keeps you from asking your wife, "Hey, what does today look like? How can I best love you today?" What keeps you from taking each one of your kids out by themselves and saying, "So, the first half of our time together, I haven't done so great, but I'm learning, and I'm gonna start by saying I'm sorry, and I'm gonna start by saying I love you. Can I hold you for a minute?"
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay.
Um, so
No, dude. It's it's not, "I did that." So, it's not a checklist, man, it's a way of being. Do you not want to? Are you out?
no, I don't want to be out. I feel like I just can't do it.
You can. You can. You wanna win the championship, and you don't wanna go to the weight room.
No, I don't want to go to the weight room. I will not deny that, but
No, you wanna win, you wanna be standing up there holding that big trophy, but you don't wanna go on the team retreat, and you don't wanna eat right, and you don't want to fill in the blank. And as a guy who's dealt with my fair share of trauma, I'm telling this from one guy to another. So imagine you and I just sitting at a table having a beer, and I'm looking at you, and I want you to hear me say this. That's immature, man. It's time.
yeah.
It's time. And yes, I can tell you that your wife is worth it and your kids are worth it and all that stuff, but you, David, and I hate the fact that no one's ever told you that, but they haven't, and here we are. So, what comes next? Give me a David identity.
I mean, honestly, David feels like a loser idiot.
No, 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 no. Who's David gonna be? Who's David gonna become?
I don't know if David can do it.
He can. I've seen it too many times, and I've held too many people's hands in the black hole covered in ash. You can. Will you?
I'm going to try.
What does that mean?
Means I'm going to tell my wife how sorry I am. Tell my kids again.
Will you tell David? You leave David out of this, man. You love your wife and your kids way more than David. And you've got to be able to look in the mirror and see value.
I don't.
Okay. That's fair. But just talking to you for 15 minutes, I can tell you you got value. Whether you see it or not. And I think if there's one theme of this call, it's that for any number of reasons, probably multiple reasons, your body's feelings, your body's alarm systems that go off when it feels unsafe or threatened are out of tune. Either the batteries have worn down on some of them, or they are super hypersensitive and they are there to protect you from fights that you're not even having. And it's important that you get people around you that can help be your compass for a while those things retune. And all that, it's a chore to relearn that stuff. Make no mistake. But it's not a chore to just start each day with asking, how can I love you today? And I don't care what you feel like when she says, man, it'd really help if you helped with the dishes and you helped with this and got the kids off to school. And it would mean a lot to me if you would run to the gym for 15 minutes and just work off some of that. It'd mean a lot to me if you'd apply for a new job because I hate what this job's doing to you. and your first thought is, I don't feel like any of that, it's not even going to be true to me, bro, just do it anyway, man.
Okay.
Okay? But I'd love... You've heard me talk about the Twin Towers, right?
Yep.
I would love for you to take your wife out somewhere for lunch or dinner tonight and tell her that same thing. That you want to build something new and you're willing to do what it takes.
Yeah, I don't think she'll believe me. We've actually talked about it.
That's fine. Does she have reason to believe you at this point?
No.
Okay. You can tell her that. And then it's going to take a deck of note cards, my brother. Go get a deck of note cards for 95 cents at Walgreens or Walmart or something. And just write out, here's what I'm going to do tomorrow. And then here's what I'm going to do the next day after that. I wish it was more complicated than that, man, and it's not. And yes, it's going to be really important for you to go talk to a counselor because you got some stuff to unwind and some skills to learn, which is great. But in the meantime, let's just commit to acting. Let's do it for 30 days, man. Can you do it for 30 days?
Yeah.
Will you make me that promise?
I'll make you that promise.
Okay. Will you holler back at me in 30 days after this?
I can do that.
Okay. I'm going to call it a deal. You're going to holler back at me in 30 days after this, and we're going to see how it is. Okay? And if your wife wants to call, I'd love to talk to her too. Here's my deal. You are the brave name and face of millions of men in the United States who are done. They're exhausted. They're tired. They're just done. And as a guy with a 12-year-old little boy and a 6-year-old little girl, I can't have you cash out, man. I need you. We need you. You need you. So I'll walk alongside you. If you keep being brave and keep taking the next step, and you go get yourself a cheap pack of note cards and say, today I'm going to start doing stuff different. I'm going to fake it till I make it. I'm going to act different. I'm going to do what I got to do to learn this new set of skills so I don't lose my wife and I don't lose my kids and I don't repeat the cycle. At some point, we stop and say, I'm going to stare this sucker down. That's courage, my brother. I'm proud of you, David. 30-day challenge. Here we go.